Good evening, bourbon drinkers. We've got a very special tasting for you tonight. It's in this glass right here. It is the Pappy Van Winkle 23-year-old. I'll show you the bottle. Now, I want to start with a caveat. I'm not a bourbon drinker. I enjoy my scotch much more than I do bourbon. I do enjoy bourbon. But my stepfather is very much a bourbon drinker. He's got quite a collection over here, a few of which are the Four Roses limited edition, which is a fine one, 1835 bourbon, the Willet, the Woodford Reserve, things like that. He is very much into bourbon, and he is the reason why this bottle is here tonight. This is the Pappy Van Winkle Family Reserve 23-year-old bourbon. Now, I'm going to do my best to try to review this bourbon as a non-bourbon drinker. I'll show you the bottle. Here it is, give you an idea of what it looks like. This is the 23-year-old Family Reserve, and there's an idea of the color of the bourbon. I've seen a few reviews on YouTube of the 15-year-old, the 20-year-old, but I haven't seen the 23 yet. So I just wanted to give you opportunity to see that. So I'm not going to pour any more because, as I said, this is not my bottle. This is my stepfather's bottle of bourbon, and I'm going to respect. And I'll just leave the bottle out here. What we did earlier was pour some into a glass, and it's been aerating. It's been out for at least an hour or two. I tried some when we first took it out of the bottle, and I tasted it. It's very fine. It is very fine. And we tested it against some other ones here, including the Four Roses limited edition, which is an excellent bourbon, in my opinion. Now, as I nose this bourbon, and like I say, I don't know all the terminology because I'm not a bourbon taster. I'm not an aficionado. I'm not one of those people that normally would review a liquor on YouTube, but I had this opportunity and I thought I'd take it. It smells very warm. There's definitely a woody note to it, but there's like a warm caramel after that. There's dried fruits, of course. Now, being the 23, I don't know if more wood character would be imparted into the bourbon as opposed to, say, the 20 or the 15, or if it would just mellow more being in the barrel longer. So I apologize to all of you that wish you could be, feel like you would be more rightfully tasting this bourbon other than me. Because I don't feel like I'm qualified to drink it, but I'll give you a taste now. It's got a very rich character to it. Much more so than most bourbons that I've had. You can tell that it's worth the price you have to pay, which is substantial from what I understand. This is not a cheap bourbon. I know it's very rare. It's one of the rarest in the world and considered by some to be the best bourbon that you can procure. It's got a complexity to it. It's got the woodiness. It's got caramel. It's got vanilla. It tastes very refined, very good, and I apologize once again if I am not the right person to be drinking this bourbon and to be describing it. Hopefully at some point an expert will get their hands on a bottle and decide to put up a video on YouTube. But so that, to whatever extent it was, is the tasting of the Pappy Van Winkle 23-year-old Family Reserve Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, and that is 47.8% alcohol, 95.6 proof. If you can get your hands on it, and you are a bourbon connoisseur, and you have the means, please do so. Please buy it. I think it's probably worth the time and the effort. Now my stepfather got on a list in order to get this bourbon, and when he picked it up last month, he got on the list for next year. So hopefully next year at this time someone else will have posted a better video. And for my next video I'll just swig straight out of the bottle of Balvenie.